Welcome. Let's talk about habits. They might seem small, but their impact is huge. Our habits are the invisible architects of our lives, shaping our successes and our failures. Understanding them is key to unlocking a better version of ourselves. Think about it. Brushing your teeth, scrolling through social media, the way you react to stress, these are all driven by habits. Each repetition, a small step in a particular direction. Over time, these tiny steps create massive change, leading us closer to or further from our goals. The good news? We're not powerless over these automatic behaviors. By understanding how habits work, we can take control, build good ones, and break free from those that hold us back. This is the journey we're embarking on together, mastering our habits to transform our lives. What exactly is a habit? Simply put, it's a behavior we've repeated so often that it becomes automatic. It's our brain's way of saving energy. Think about it. When you first learned to drive, every action required focus. Now, you could probably drive home while barely thinking about it. That's the power of habit. Your brain has turned a complex behavior into an effortless routine. This automation is incredibly useful. It frees up our minds to focus on new challenges and decisions. But there's a flip side. When unhealthy behaviors become habits, they become much harder to change. Understanding how habits form is the first step to reshaping our automatic responses and taking back control. Let's dive deeper into the mechanics of how habits work. Every habit, good or bad, follows a predictable pattern called the habit loop. This loop is a fundamental concept in understanding human behavior and how habits are formed and maintained over time. This loop consists of three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Each part plays a crucial role in the formation and reinforcement of habits, whether they are beneficial or detrimental to our well-being. The cue is the trigger that sets the habit in motion. It acts as a signal to your brain, prompting you to initiate a specific behavior. It could be a specific time of day, a location, an emotional state, or even the presence of certain people. For instance, seeing the clock strike 6 p.m. might cue you to start preparing dinner, or feeling anxious might trigger a habit of biting your nails. Next comes the routine, which is the actual behavior itself, the habit you perform. This is the action you take in response to the cue. This could be biting your nails, going for a run, or checking your phone. The routine is the most visible part of the habit loop and is what we typically think of when we talk about habits. Finally, the reward is the payoff that reinforces the habit. It's the reason why the habit loop continues to operate. It could be a feeling of pleasure, relief from stress, or a sense of accomplishment. The reward provides positive reinforcement, making it more likely that you will repeat the behavior in the future. Let's illustrate this with an example. You feel stressed, cue. You bite your nails, routine. And you experience temporary relief from anxiety, reward. This relief reinforces the habit, making it more likely that you will bite your nails again the next time you feel stressed. This cycle, repeated over time, strengthens the habit loop, making it harder to resist the urge to bite your nails when stress arises. Understanding this loop is the first step in breaking bad habits and forming new, healthier ones. By identifying the cues and rewards, you can work on changing the routine to something more beneficial. For example, instead of biting your nails when stressed, you could squeeze a stress ball or take a few deep breaths. Over time, this new routine can become a habit, providing the same reward of stress relief without the negative consequences. By consciously altering the habit loop, you can take control of your behaviors and create positive changes in your life. Remember, every habit is a three-part play, and you have the power to rewrite the script. Section 4. The struggle is real. Why bad habits stick around. We all know that breaking bad habits is hard, but why is that? Why do these habits seem to have such a strong hold on us, even when we know they're detrimental to our well-being? One major reason is the instant gratification they often provide. These habits give us a quick hit of pleasure, a momentary escape from stress or discomfort. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. This is a fundamental aspect of human nature, deeply embedded in our neural pathways. Bad habits often offer a quick fix, a surge of dopamine that makes us feel good in the moment. This immediate reward reinforces the behavior, making it more likely we'll repeat it. Think about the immediate satisfaction of eating a sugary donut versus the delayed reward of eating a healthy salad. The donut provides instant pleasure, while the benefits of the salad are not as immediately apparent. This instant gratification makes unhealthy choices very tempting, even when we know they're bad for us. The allure of the immediate reward can overpower our long-term goals. Another reason bad habits are tough to break is our brain's natural tendency to conserve energy. Our brains are designed to be efficient, to minimize effort wherever possible. Habits, by their very nature, require less mental effort. Once a behavior becomes a habit, it's like our brain goes on autopilot, allowing us to perform the action without much thought. Our brains love efficiency, so they cling to established patterns, even if they're not serving us well. This is why it's so easy to fall back into old habits, even when we're trying to change. Overcoming bad habits requires us to fight against our brain's natural wiring. It's a battle between our desire for immediate pleasure and our long-term goals. We need to find ways to delay gratification, disrupt automatic responses, and consciously choose healthier alternatives. This often involves creating new routines and finding new sources of pleasure that align with our goals. It's a challenge, but understanding the science behind our struggles is a powerful first step. By recognizing the reasons why bad habits stick around, we can develop strategies to overcome them and make lasting changes in our lives. Setting clear, achievable goals and tracking our progress can help us stay motivated. Celebrating small victories along the way can also reinforce positive behavior. Seeking support from friends, family, or professionals can provide the encouragement and accountability we need to stay on track. Remember, change is a journey, and it's okay to seek help along the way. Incorporating mindfulness and stress relief techniques can also be beneficial. Finding activities that bring joy and relaxation can help reduce the reliance on bad habits as a coping mechanism. Ultimately, breaking bad habits is about creating a life that aligns with our values and aspirations. It's about making choices that support our well-being and lead to a more fulfilling, healthier life. So, while the struggle is real, remember that every step you take towards breaking a bad habit is a step towards a better you. Stay committed, be patient with yourself, and celebrate your progress along the way. Section 5. Your brain on rewards. The science of cravings. To understand the tenacity of bad habits, we need to delve deeper into the brain's reward system. This system, fueled by dopamine, is responsible for feelings of pleasure and motivation. When we engage in activities our brain perceives as rewarding, like eating sugary foods, scrolling through social media, or indulging in addictive substances, dopamine is released, creating a feeling of satisfaction. Our brains remember these pleasurable experiences and start craving them more. Over time, the brain becomes increasingly efficient at predicting and seeking out these rewards. This is where cravings come into play. A craving is essentially your brain saying, "Hey, remember that thing that made you feel good? Let's do that again." This is why simply knowing that a habit is bad for us isn't always enough to break it. We're not just battling a bad habit, we're battling our own neurochemistry. Section 6. Willpower, a finite resource in a world of choices. Many believe that breaking bad habits is simply a matter of willpower. We often hear stories of people who have overcome significant challenges through sheer determination, and it's easy to think that if we just try hard enough, we can do the same. While willpower is undoubtedly important, it's crucial to understand that it's a limited resource. Just like a battery that depletes with use, our willpower can run out, leaving us vulnerable to making poor choices. Think of willpower like a muscle. It gets tired with overuse. Just as a muscle can become fatigued after a strenuous workout, our willpower can become exhausted after a day filled with difficult decisions and self-control. Every decision we make, from what to wear to what to eat for lunch, depletes our willpower reserves. Even seemingly small choices can add up, gradually wearing down our ability to make good decisions as the day progresses. This is known as decision fatigue. When faced with too many choices, our brains become overwhelmed and our willpower starts to wane. As the day goes on and our willpower dwindles, we're more likely to make impulsive choices and fall back on old comfortable habits, even if we know they're not good for us. This is why we often find ourselves giving in to temptations that we managed to resist earlier in the day. This is why we often find ourselves reaching for that bag of chips late at night, even after a day of healthy eating. Our willpower has been depleted by the numerous decisions we've made throughout the day, leaving us more susceptible to giving in to cravings. Understanding the concept of decision fatigue is key to breaking bad habits. By recognizing that our willpower is a finite resource, we can take steps to manage it more effectively. It's not about being superhumanly strong, it's about working smarter, not harder, by minimizing unnecessary decisions and preserving our willpower for what truly matters. By planning ahead, creating routines, and reducing the number of choices we have to make each day, we can conserve our willpower and use it when we need it most. Simple strategies like setting out your clothes the night before, meal prepping, and keeping a tidy workspace can help reduce decision fatigue. By automating these small decisions, we free up our mental energy for more important tasks. Additionally, taking breaks and engaging in activities that recharge our mental energy, such as meditation, walking, or enjoying a hobby, can help restore our willpower reserves. By understanding and managing our willpower, we can make better choices and ultimately lead healthier, more fulfilling lives.